Good morning, everyone. I'm Susan Whitman. I'm the Assistant Dean for Academic Planning. I know it says that Dean Hershen would be here, but she was unavoidably detained, and I'm just so pleased to be able to welcome the graduates and their families and friends to this really wonderful occasion. We know how hard you've worked to achieve your success, students, and we celebrate your achievements here today. But we also know how much support you've received from your loved ones, those that are with you today and those who cannot be here, and we congratulate them also. We hope that you will join us for a celebratory reception following the ceremony this morning. And now, I am delighted to present to you our student speaker this morning, Mariana Zonari. Mariana is a two-summer executive track LLM student originally from Brazil. She holds a Master's of Laws and a postgraduate degree in business law from the University of Fortaleza, a postgraduate degree in digital transformation from Technical University of Denmark, and is currently also a Master's in Management candidate at Harvard University. With over a decade of experience at the intersection of law, technology, and innovation, she leads the startups, venture capital, and innovative business practice at Opis Blum Advogados, one of Brazil's leading digital law firms. Mariana is the co-founder and CEO of Winds for Future, an NGO that has broken 3 Guinness World Records in kite surfing to raise global awareness about marine pollution, and was responsible for the removal of over 200 tons of marine waste from the ocean. She is currently part of the leadership team at Brazil at Silicon Valley, a Stanford and Berkeley-led initiative that connects Brazilian innovation leaders with the global tech ecosystem. Finally, Mariana is a university professor and the author of multiple books and academic articles on law, innovation, and technology. Please welcome Mariana Zonari.
Thank you. Oops, sorry. Good morning, everyone. Dean Chemerinsky, faculty, family, friends, and most of all, my fellow graduates of the LLM class of 2025. It is a true privilege to be here representing you today. Someone once told me, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." At first, it felt just like another clever quote, you know, the kind you read in a self-help book or hear in a random podcast. But now, standing here at the end of this journey, I understand it more deeply than ever. Because Berkeley Law didn't just give us a world-class education, brilliant professors, and a very suspicious amount of cow merch. It gave us each other. And whether we spend our days together in the law library, at rallies, or in the group chat panicking over all our W citations, the truth is, the people around us change how we see the world, and mainly how we see ourselves. As I stand here, I have mixed feelings. I'm proud, grateful, happy, but I must say, I'm also a little bit heartbroken. Because as much as we all wish for this day to come, none of us are truly ready to say goodbye. Goodbye not only to Berkeley, but to the version of ourselves that could only exist here, together, in this exact time and place. We came here for many things: knowledge, credentials, or even a fresh start. But what we found here changed us in ways we never expected. We came to study law in a time when law is being challenged by technology. We crossed borders in a moment when borders feel tighter than ever. We came to speak, not in one voice, but in many, shaped by different legal traditions and different cultural perspectives. We met people who challenged us, people who reminded us of where we came from, and people who helped us see who we could become. Somehow, just being in their presence, by sharing a table, a deadline, a late night walk, or even a silence, we grew. And so, if we are the average of the people around us, what an amazing average we now are. But let's be honest, this was not easy. Many of us left entire lives behind to be here. We studied everything from historical constitutional precedents to tech regulation. We debated questions that most lawyers still think belong in a sci-fi movie, like whether artificial intelligence can produce copyrightable material or violate the First Amendment. We carried pressure, expectations, fears, and we did it all while paying rent in the Bay Area and freezing through the so-called California summer. Somehow, we managed to survive it all, including the iHouse chicken, which I'm now fully convinced was part of a resilience training program. All jokes aside, being an international student in the US this year came with more than just academic pressure. We were faced with a political scenario that often turned our presence here into a question mark. And from that, we learned resilience sometimes means showing up even when the welcome is silent. So we showed up, fully, brilliantly, unapologetically. And by doing so, I like to believe we left a mark, not only just in Berkeley, but on this country. See, this was never just a degree. It is a powerful statement that the world can be shaped by people like us, and that differences can still build community. So now, we're living with something that can be listed on a resume, but will show up in every single room we walk into after today. The legacy of this LLM is not a diploma, it's people. And sure, the diploma will hang on the wall and make us all proud, but people, they'll go with us everywhere and in everything we do next. Berkeley Law Class of 2025, today we're not just graduates, we are the people we became. And now, let's become impossible to ignore. Thank you. Go Bears!
Every year, the graduating class selects a faculty member to be faculty speaker. You are not original. You have chosen Professor Bill Fernholz. He has been chosen before. William H.D. Fernholz, also known as Professor Bill, or simply Bill, has taught at Berkeley Law for more than 20 years. Bill has taught fundamentals of U.S. law, the introductory substantive law course for LLM students, for over a decade. In that time, he has been the first professor for more than 2,000 LLM students. His life mission is to introduce talented international lawyers to the successes and failures of the American system of governance and the common law method of case analysis. Bill has educated a generation of domestic JD students on how to brief and argue appellate cases. He has also taught social justice courses, such as employment discrimination and civil rights litigation. Before teaching at Berkeley Law, Bill practiced civil rights and poverty law at several Bay Area law firms and nonprofits. Bill is a 1993 graduate of Berkeley Law, where he served as the senior executive editor of the California Law Review. Please welcome Professor Bill Fernholz.
Hello. There we go. I've got to watch that little switch. Okay. Congratulations, 2025 graduates. I am so proud of you. And congratulations also to the family and the friends and the colleagues and the fellow students who I see over there of these graduates. I hope all of you can feel that you are encircled by the people that love and care for you. So I'm really honored to be the first teacher for most of you here at Berkeley Law. And I think of this as being me the last teacher for you here at Berkeley Law, and for most of you for the rest of your lives. So I've got no more than 8 minutes to tell you everything that you need to know for the rest of your lives. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to tell you why you are a lawyer. That's going to take about 3 minutes. Okay? And then I'm going to tell you my biggest fear for you and for me, and I think the biggest fear we should all have moving forward, and I'm going to use Shakespeare as an example. All right? That's going to take less than 4 minutes, just so we can get to the important stuff and get through this speech. Okay, so first, why are you a lawyer? Well, it pays well, right? And it's interesting work, and some of you really, really love to argue, okay? So those are good reasons to become a lawyer, but they don't really explain why you are a lawyer. What is your purpose? So let me suggest a purpose to you, focusing first on the law. What is the law? The law is the DNA of a society. The law is what tells you the limits and the possibilities of the society that it structures. And your purpose as a lawyer is to maintain and repair that DNA. That's what you're here for. So, if you are a corporate lawyer, you maintain and repair the system that underpins the prosperity of your nation and indeed of the world. That's what you do as a corporate lawyer. If you're an intellectual property lawyer, you maintain and repair the system that spurs innovation and growth. That's what you do. That's your purpose. And if you are a civil rights lawyer, you maintain and repair the system that ensures freedom and opportunity for all within your society. That's what you do. That's what your purpose is. I could go on through all the specializations of law, and the answer would be the same. You are maintaining and repairing the DNA of our society. Now, that's the good news. You are fulfilling those purposes just by doing your job. Here's the bad news. Maintenance and repair are real chores, right? How much do you like maintaining and repairing, I don't know, your own household? It's no fun. Usually it's no fun. Now, sometimes it's fun to build an institution, but you know what's really fun? Tearing down institutions, unfortunately. That's what's really fun. And what I fear, and what you should fear as well, is that there are so many people in the United States and indeed across the globe who have fallen in love with tearing things down. So, if you practice law for long enough, you'll run into these people. And if they are from English-speaking nations, they're going to quote Shakespeare to you. Just one quote. "The first thing we do," wrote Shakespeare, "let's kill all the lawyers." Have you heard that before? Right? Okay. All these people, they know that quote, and they know the quote, "To be or not to be, that is the question," and they know nothing else about Shakespeare. They don't know what play that "let's kill all the lawyers" is from. They don't know the context for those words or what the character was who said that. But they know that the world would be a better place without lawyers. So I agree with them on one thing only. That play, which is Henry VI, Part 2, and that scene, Act 4, Scene 2, they remain relevant today. So for the rest of my time, a little less than 4 minutes, I'm going to talk about what our current events, I'm going to talk about our current events while pretending to talk only about Henry VI, Part 2. Okay? So, in that play, there's a thief and a liar by the name of Jack Cade who wants to rule his nation. So, naturally, he arranges for a rally before the people. He lies to the people about his background and his achievements, and he claims to be a valiant and fearless defender of the common man against the elites. So Cade, this dude, promises everything to the people he's talking to. He promises impossibly low prices. Quote, He's going to provide them with 7 half-penny loaves sold for a penny. He promises that he will feed and clothe everybody from his own wealth. And indeed, he promises to make it a felony for anybody to drink low-alcohol beer. Okay, so those are his promises to the people. And the people in the crowd, they make fun of him for being a liar, but they like him still because he's their liar. He's willing to lie for them. Okay? So, one of the people, aptly named Peter the Butcher, yells out, before you do any of that, let's kill all the lawyers. And Cade agrees because he thinks the victim of the law himself. So, Shakespeare then shows us what a world without lawyers would be. Guards bring a common clerk before Cade, just somebody who is literate. The clerk is accused of the crime of being able to write, read, and keep accounts. Cade examines him, because there are no lawyers, and asks the clerk whether he can write his own name. And the clerk admits that he can, in fact, write his own name. Because of that evidence, Cade is sent to his death to be hanged by the crowd. So that's the nature of the choice according to Shakespeare. Law or no law? That is the question. But I want you to understand that you've answered that question already by your actions. You know your purpose. It's to maintain and repair the law. And if you have the desire and the character and the resources, you may also choose in your life to try to oppose the Jack Cades of the world. Okay, so everybody forgets graduation speeches. Just remember this: no person is above the law. Go out there and prove that I'm right and that you're right. I just want to tell you, we're so proud of you already, just for what you have done. But you're going to make us even prouder in the years to come by your actions protecting the rule of law. Congratulations, class of 2025. You are my future heroes. Thank you.
Now I would like to introduce our honored speaker, Dean Erwin Chemerinsky. He became the 13th Dean of Berkeley Law in 2017. He is an outstanding teacher, an influential and prolific legal scholar, and a frequent appellate advocate. He has twice been named by National Jurist magazine as the most influential person in legal education in the United States. Please welcome Dean Chemerinsky.
Thank you, Dean Whitman. Dear class of 2025, congratulations on your graduation. This is an important milestone that reflects your very hard work in a demanding program. I'm so honored to be asked to speak with you today. I want to begin by asking you to join me in thanking and recognizing Dean Susan Whitman. For many years, she was the Assistant Dean overseeing the Advanced Degree Program. She's our Assistant Dean for Academic Planning. No one is more committed to our LLM program than Dean Whitman. No one has been a stronger advocate for the LLM program than Dean Whitman. No one cares more about our LLM students than Dean Whitman. Dean Whitman's going to be retiring at the end of next June, and she said this will be her last LLM commencement. So could you please join me in thanking her for all she's done for you and all LLM students? And while I'm doing recognitions, can I take a moment and ask you to join me in thanking all of the staff who support the LLM program and the faculty who've taught you. Many of the staff are in the back, some of the faculty are in the front, but they too deserve recognition. I have thought a lot about what I want to say today. I am more worried than I've ever been regarding the future of democracy in this country and around the world. This country has had deep political divisions before, but nothing like this, at least since the Civil War. There's been a rise in authoritarian governments in countries throughout the world, and a rise in the appeal of authoritarianism. We see countries that used to be democracies that are no longer. We have a president of the United States who shows little regard for the Constitution or the rule of law. We are witnessing the devastating effects of climate change with record high temperatures in much of the world, flooding, unprecedented fires occurring. Our planet is truly in peril, but our government now denies that there even is climate change. So why do I discuss this with you on such a celebratory occasion, your commencement? Because I believe that your role in your country, in the world, is so very important. To me, what is most special about our LLM program is that we train leaders in law from throughout the world. I hope throughout your career, you'll work hard to make a difference. I know that this is what commencement speakers and deans at commencements always say, but to be candid, it feels different for me today. My sense is that now, more than ever, this country and the world need lawyers to uphold the rule of law, to ensure justice, to safeguard democracies, and to protect our planet. We are at an unprecedented moment in American history. Our constitutional democracy is being tested as never before. If the guardrails of democracy are to hold, it will be because of lawyers in courts. And this is true in countries throughout the world. Over and again, we always hear people say that someone should do something about an injustice. Now, with your law degrees, your LLM degrees, you are the ones who can do something. It is a time when many feel discouraged about our political system and the chances for progress. But a look at American history and world history shows enormous gains over time in freedom and equality. To pick a single example, is just a decade ago, when some of you were beginning college and pursuing law as a profession. Not that long ago, that finally gays and lesbians in this country were accorded marriage equality, and also in many countries around the world. That occurred entirely because of the efforts of courageous and creative lawyers. I believe that overall the future will bring more freedom and equality, here and abroad, even though it may be much slower in coming than any of us want. The late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said it best when he remarked that the arc of the moral universe is long, and it bends towards justice. A year ago, Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor spoke at Berkeley Law. She powerfully told the audience that we cannot give in to despair and abandon the legacy of those who fought so hard, often with their lives, to advance our freedom and our equality. But these advances will not happen by themselves. Restrictions on freedom and equality for the most vulnerable among us must be fought against and fought hard against. Advances in freedom and equality will require even greater battles. You, as lawyers, are essential to making this happen. As lawyers, you have the chance for tremendous power to take away lives or to save them, to protect freedom or to compromise it, to protect our environment or aid in defiling it, to help companies do good things or help them do bad things. With your law degrees and your LLM degrees, you have the chance to make an enormous difference in people's lives throughout the world. Having that ability means you have a duty as lawyers. Do not squander it. Do not make excuses for failing to use your talents and energy to make this a better world. I know I speak for all of the faculty who taught you when I say we expect great things from the LLM class of 2025. Your time here is done. Go now and make us proud. Thank you.
We now turn to the presentation of awards for Best Written Memorandum and Best Oral Presentation. Legal research and writing at Berkeley Law is intense. Our program demands a great deal of effort from the students. They improve their common law reasoning and analysis and build their skills in written and oral communication. As the final assignment, all LLM students write a 15 to 20-page memorandum. This is a very demanding task, requiring students to perform legal research, to find the most relevant cases, interpret a complicated statutory scheme, perform analogical reasoning using case precedent, and organize their writing in a cohesive manner, all in English. Students must master the intricacies of U.S. legal writing conventions, which can be quite strange coming from a different legal system. They also must demonstrate an effective writing style with clarity, concision, and proper use of writing mechanics. In addition to drafting a challenging memorandum, each student delivers an oral presentation. These presentations cover a diverse range of legal topics. The professors evaluate the presentations for substance, style, and technique. I will now announce the awards for the students in our 2-summer program as determined by the professor of each section. The students in our Remote Plus summer program will receive their awards at the completion of their program in December. These were very difficult decisions, as many of our 2-summer students did an outstanding job. Please hold your applause until all names have been read. Please stand when I say your name. Florian Pompeo. For Best Written Memorandum, sorry, that was for Best Written Memorandum. Stay standing, please. Okay. Also for Best Written Memorandum, because there are 4 different sections, are Sabine Shu. Also, Ludovica Maria Casano. And Afiga Haydarova. Congratulations. Next is the Best Oral Presentation. Please stand when I say your name. Mariana Zonari. Flora Reitzitsa. Ludovica Maria Casano. And Haibo Mo. Congratulations. Thank you. We now turn to recognizing students who have earned certificates of specialization. Berkeley Law recognizes that many students come here to gain expertise in a specific area of law, and we recognize their focus and dedication through these certificates. First, we welcome Professor Colleen Chen, the co-director of the Berkeley Center for Law and Technology, appearing to honor the recipients of the Law and Technology Certificate and our new AI Law and Regulation Certificate. Professor Chen.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to welcome you today. And would I please ask the outstanding students who have earned the Law and Technology Certificate and in the inaugural Certificate of Specialization in AI Law and Regulation to please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you. Wonderful. This is our first year doing the AI Law and Regulation Certificate, and it was such a pleasure to be able to interact with so many of you. Your certificates reflect not only academic excellence, but a commitment to engaging with some of the most complex and fast-moving areas of law and public policy. At a time when technological change is reshaping how we live, work, and govern, the need for legal frameworks and professionals able to shape and respond to innovation for good has become urgent. While here you've explored issues at the intersection of AI, privacy, intellectual property, algorithmic accountability, and platform regulation. in the class that I've had the pleasure of teaching you. You've demonstrated curiosity, technical and legal grit, and a commitment to ethics and norms as together we've explored the great potential and risks for artificial intelligence. Your willingness to learn and to lead in the legal profession's most dynamic frontiers are something the world desperately needs now, and which will continue to serve you well over the course of your careers. On behalf of the Berkeley Center for Law and Technology and the faculty who have had the pleasure of teaching and learning alongside you, congratulations. We can't wait to see what you do next.
I am sorry, but Anjali Patel, who is the executive director of the Berkeley Center for Law and Business, is not here to congratulate the recipients of our business law certificate. Our business law certificate is our longest, has existed the longest of any certificate at Berkeley Law in the LLM program. And I think that was because originally we thought of, well, IP wasn't as big a deal, let's be honest, and so many students are influenced in their home countries by the US business law protocols and dealing with US businesses in international transactions. So we started this business law certificate, I think it's 15 years ago. And in that time, we have graduated so many students who have learned about US law and regulation and have gone back to their home countries to interact successfully with US companies and to bring US law principles back to their home countries. I hope that everybody who is a business law certificate holder is here today, and please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you very much.
Will the LLM class of 2025 please rise? By the authority vested in me by the President of the University of California and the Chancellor of the Berkeley campus, I confer upon you the degree Master of Laws, and with it all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations.